Okay, twofold question. One
Mhm.
being, how do you think that's impacted your training regimen for people to constantly be telling you what your faults are and how to improve upon them? And then on the other side, how do you think that honesty and truth telling has impacted your life?
Yeah, so in terms of, the first one, what was the first one? Sorry.
How do you think that people being honest with you about your faults has impacted your training regime?
Okay, I remember, yeah. So, 100%, I don't think I would be playing professional volleyball right now if I didn't have that. Because there's way too many athletes and situations, especially with younger kids, where it's like, they're people are too scared to say they're bad at something. Which and it sucks to hear. Like I understand that, and maybe if there's kids that have a little bit more of an emotional side, I get wanting to be careful with that. But it's like seriously, without that I would have never probably been playing professional, because if you can't accept that you have faults, and I still do now, like where I know there's struggles in my game, if anything, being told what they were helped me to point them out myself. So now it's like, obviously if somebody tells me something that's a fault, I'll understand it and I'll hear it out, but most of what I do wrong I can see in myself now because of that, because I was always told, hey, you did this wrong, you're doing this wrong. So like instantly I was like, okay, I see how I was doing that wrong now. And now next time something wrong happens, I can understand where it came from. So I think that it was huge. And I think that it's something that it's a sport. You're in a competition, you're trying to be the highest level. So with that respect, you got to be able to accept that you're not going to, you're human. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have weak spots and strong spots, and you got to find your way through it. And then to the second part, honesty throughout life, it definitely, that situation definitely played a lot of part into the same thing about being honest just through life and me as a person. I was always, when especially when you get into sport and competition, it's like there I saw this one TED talk that it was about a basketball player who will sit there and like scream, or it can relate to volleyball too, like, oh, he like, I didn't touch it. But then you're at a high level, it's like right up on that jumbo screen, they're gonna replay it and they're gonna know if you touched it. But just naturally in sports, you just kind of like lie like that, just out of like nature, like competitiveness. And there's this story actually of Peter Russell's dad, who absolute legend, Mr. Stu Russell. He was an incredible player at Penn State, like All American. He's one of like the truest, most honest people I've ever seen. He was playing the Pottstown Rumble in one of the early years, a really big grass tournament in Pennsylvania, and they were in the championship, and a ball served hit the line, but typically in grass the line will pop, and
Mm-hmm.
it didn't pop at all, but it 100% hit it, so it was called out. And Stu was completely like, no, it hit the line, like take the ball. And then next point the guy got a true ace and like won the game, and he lost the championship. And all he ever gets at that tournament is a ton of respect, not even because of that one play, just because of the way he carries himself as an honest person. So having like being able to get a viewpoint of things like that, and same with my parents, they were the same way, super honest and very forward. So I just find that living life with honesty makes life a lot easier, because when you're honest with yourself and you're honest with others, it helps build a true relationship with yourself and with others. Because if you're not honest, there's nothing else to build that on. You lie once or twice in a serious matter, of course there's always messing around or like a little white lie here and there, but if like I can't take you seriously, then, or if you can't be honest with me, then how can we ever move forward from there?